Hello all, welcome to scenario based Tableau training offered by RaiPatAnalytics.com. My name is Kalpana Raipati. Register at RaiPatAnalytics.com to get first 1 week of Tableau training for free. Log in here by using your credentials. Even you can get the mobile app of RaiPat Analytics from Google Play Store by typing RaiPat Analytics and download this app. So whatever the content that belongs to you, you can access through mobile also. Here in this video, let us talk about something called default properties. So what are the default properties and why we need default properties in Tableau? For example, here I am having subcategory wise sales. Now I am taking subcategory to the color. Of course, in real times it is very rare case that we take some dimensions into coloring. Why? Because these discrete coloring will never conclude any output out of this. Now here I am opening a new sheet, guys. Here also for some other purpose I am taking subcategory and I am taking quantity, profit, whatever that. Now again I am taking subcategory to the color here also. So let me take out this not to confuse you much. Now here every time here to make sure that whatever the colors, for example here I am changing this coloring here. Here I am changing in sheet 1, I am choosing one coloring and I am assigning this palette. Now this is the coloring I have given. Now here with Tableau's intelligence, Tableau will understand and Tableau is changing. But to ensure that every time whenever I am using subcategory to the color, then I should get these coloring theme or this discrete color theme only, discrete color palette only in the view. To ensure that, what we will do here is go to the data pane under this and go to the default properties on the dimension. On the dimensional field members or the measures, on every field that you are getting from your data source, for each of the field you are having these default properties. Go to these default properties, here you are able to see this color. Now whichever color you want to define, just define the color here and this color palette will be available, will be taken for this subcategory throughout this workbook that you are using. Again, if you want to use the same color theme, for example, if you are taking a new workbook, then you need to define all the default properties in that new workbook also. Only these default properties are confined to this workbook. Okay. Now here, what are all the default properties I can give? For example, here this time I am taking subcategory. This time I am taking sales. Instead of subcategory into the color, now I am taking sales to the color. Now what is that it is taking color here? Blue color it is taking. Now here I am trying to edit the color. I am taking red and green something. Now again I am going to new sheet. Again I am taking some shift mode. Again let us take subcategory only. Let us take sales only. I am bringing again sales to the color. So again by default it is not taking that red and green that I have defined here. But here it is having the same default blue color that we got earlier. So again to ensure that throughout the workbook wherever you are taking sales into the color, you need to get this red and green diverging. To ensure that, right click on the measure and go to default properties and again define the color. Now go to this, whatever that you want, define that. Now even if you are using this sales for 100 times in the color in this workbook, you will get red and green diverging only. And one more case where we can use these default properties. For example, here I am taking subcategory wise sales. By default, what is the aggregation I am getting? Tableau is taking a default aggregation of sum. But this time, for example, I am taking discount. So on this discount, instead of sum, this aggregation should be average. Here you will, when you right click on this, here you will be having the option to change the aggregation. But again, this is specific to this worksheet. But whenever you are bringing your discount in this workbook, every time instead of this sum, now see when I am trying to drag one more time, I am getting the default aggregation as sum. Instead, I should get the default aggregation as average. That is why go to discount, again go to default properties, aggregation. Now I am changing this to average. Even if you drag this discount for 100 times, the default aggregation will be coming as average. Now one more case where we will use default properties. Now here I am taking region, here I am taking shape, I am taking region to the shape. So whenever I am taking region to the shape, here I am getting by default these default shapes that I am having. Now here I am taking some field and I am assigning the palette. So these are the shapes that we are getting here in the view. Now to ensure that whenever you are taking central, you are getting this some sort of images that you want to show for each of the time that you are using that dimensional field. Then again go to region, dimension, go to the default properties. Here you can define the shape. Now these shapes will be coming whenever or wherever you will use region into the shapes fold. Okay, this is another case where we will use the default properties. And default properties can be used on some other things also. For example, here I am taking subcategory wise average discounts. Discounts generally we talk in terms of percentages. Then how to get these percentages, how to convert that percentages? Right click and here if you go to format, here in the format, in the number, in the pane, just go to percentage. So if you want decimal places to be 1, select that. But this will be confined only to the sheet that you are taking. Generally wherever you are taking, now again I am taking it back to normal by selecting this automatic. But whenever you are getting average discount, the number format should be in percentages. Then in that case also go to discount, default properties, number format. Here I am changing the decimal places to be 1. Now even if you bring that for 100 times, segment wise discount, now see it is coming in the percentages. Okay, this is another case of usages of default properties, guys. Okay, thank you.